Coach, if you just like to start, just a general thought on the game first.
Yes, I think overall, of course, disappointed in a loss. Wouldn't be a competitor if we weren't. I know our players are hurt, which means that they cared about this one. And I know this game meant a lot to them. As a coach, we'll definitely go back to the drawing board and look at areas I can improve individually to help make our team better in the future. But overall, very proud of the fight that our team had tonight. When Belmont went up in the third quarter, we could have easily hung our heads and allowed a 10 to 15 point lead to continue to grow. But you saw what Austin Peay women's basketball is, and our young ladies fought to the end.
Question.
Coach Young, this is your first season, great season to build on, first tournament win in over almost a decade. Do you kind of reflect on your first season and what you want to build on?
Yes, I think it's, right now it's, still so fresh. I think it's hard to really say, the expectations moving forward. Right now, I just, really feel for our players, especially our seniors, who I know were ready to play tomorrow. So, we're definitely going to take today and have the focus be our team. Coming here to this program, my staff and I, our goal was to definitely turn Austin Peay women's basketball into, a national program that's known, a top mid-major in the country. Those goals don't change, but you can't accomplish those things without a group of young ladies that we just had this season. Somebody has to set the tone, and usually that happens in year 2, year 3. Man, we're so blessed. In year 1, we had a group that immediately flipped the script and turned the page for this program, and just beyond proud of them.
Zach, 91.9 FM Sports. Carly, just take me how it felt to come back home to Clarksville for your graduate year and play here in Clarksville for your home team.
It just felt great, and I think everybody could see just how I played at home. It just felt really good to be there. It felt good to have my mom and my dad and my siblings in the stands for every game. Being so far away from home, they could maybe come to a few games, and so it wasn't really ideal like in high school, but it gives me that high school feel. It gave me that high school feel, and I just loved it.
Being a part of the first year, can you tell me how good it's been?
Yeah, I can tell you a lot about Coach Young. Me and her, I kind of look at her as a role model because she is a female. She is a woman, and she's in the coaching world, and the world isn't always nice to, women. But coming in, we had a good talk. She gave me the opportunity. She kind of handed me, the keys to the team. And so I'm forever grateful. And she made me feel welcome as soon as I got here. And just on and off the court, I think she's a great person.
Carly, with this being Coach Young's first season, do you feel like you've kind of been a building block for the program going forward?
Yeah, I do. I think it lets people know like Austin Peay is here. We're here. Like we're not going anywhere. And it's great for Clarksville. It was a great thing for Clarksville for, somebody who was overlooked and, had to drop buckets on Austin Peay to come back and get buckets for Austin Peay.
Hey, it's true. It's true.
Next, Coach Young, moving on to the ASUN. Tell me about the expectations doing that.
Yes, the ASUN is a very competitive conference. I spent 2 years there several years ago as an assistant coach. A great conference overall. Not just athletically. There's an academic standard there. I was excited about the move. I think, it aligns with the vision of our administration and where, our athletic department wants to head in the future. So I think it's a great move overall. Our recruiting has to continue to get better. The thing I love about it is I think it helps with recruiting because, it's a more broad area that you're going to play in. You get to, play in states like Florida, Georgia, Virginia, Alabama, et cetera. That allows you to recruit those areas because, moms sometimes don't want to let their baby go when they don't know if they can, get to games and things like that. So, I think it helps a lot with recruiting. A very competitive conference. I mean, I could go team by team, but we'll worry about that when it's time. But I think it's a great move overall. I was all for it.
Coach, question to you, looking of course ahead with recruiting and the ASUN conference. Is there any area of play that you're going to emphasize on during this offseason?
Well, I mean, like our bucket getter just said, we're losing a big scoring punch. When you look at replacing Carly, but our staff and I, we recruit throughout the season. So there's players that are excited about joining our program. And again, a season like this, that's where these players don't understand when you talk about them being cornerstones, moving forward. It's easy to get a transfer in when you can look at people like Carly Pace and Yamaya Johnson and see the success they were able to have in 1 year. There's probably players that maybe we didn't get last year that this year we have a shot at getting just because they're seeing what these young ladies did. And again, what makes their step so bold, they were willing to come to a program full of unknowns. Now they've set a standard where other young ladies can look and see, hey, 19 or so wins, playing in the semifinals of a conference tournament. I want to go and be a part of that. So again, just thankful for our team this season and what they've done. It's really set the bar for us moving forward.
Coach, they kind of got those big runs in the first and third quarters. Is there anything in hindsight, any kind of adjustments you would have made?
Yeah, just looking back at the third quarter, maybe just trying to find something where we could have gotten some more ball movement and ball reversal. To be honest with you, I'll take the first quarter because they did go on a run. I felt like we closed the gap. At the very end of the second quarter, I remember they got a couple of timely baskets that I wish we could have, kind of halted those, and that would have maybe given us the momentum going into half. But I think if you look at it, the third quarter, is it. When I look at our statistics, and if you look at this team all season, we have been very efficient offensively. We've been, ranked nationally in terms of efficiency because we take good shots and, this team shares the basketball. I mean, anytime you finish shooting 51% from two, 72% from three, I mean, you're efficient. You just got to find a way to get more shots. So I think the biggest thing for me is just going back and just looking at ways for us to continue to get ball reversal, even when teams, throw some different schemes at us. I think that was the key to the game in the third quarter.
Exactly. One more after that. Carly, just want to ask you, obviously, graduate student heading out into the world. What is next for you?
That's a great question. Everyone kind of has been asking me that for like the last 2 months, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna worry about it when the season is over. I love basketball. I love playing. I love the competition. And I just don't think this is gonna be my last game.
That's good.
That's all I can say.
That's good.
Time for one more. Right? All right. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys, especially our